Hi, I'm Teryn Darling and welcome. You guys, I am so excited to finally be introducing to you my own pigment line, the OMG pigment line. And we're kicking off the launch with my set of eyeliner colors. We have 3 different blacks in this series. We have Black Brownie, which is a blackish brown with a little warmth added. We have Super Black, which is a deep, dark, fierce black. And we have Black Fusion, which is my hybrid. And I'm gonna get into each one of the colors in great detail in just a minute. So launching later this year, we will also have the OMG lip set of colors and the OMG set of brow colors. The OMG line and every single color in all the sets were custom curated by me, and they were extensively tested by a team of skilled and experienced artists. I feel with all my years of experience in pigment science, formulation, and development really gave me the experience and knowledge needed to set a new high level of pigment excellence and performance. With the expertise and support of LI and their brilliance, oh my God, that was accomplished. You knew that was coming. So I have done over 5,000 eyeliners and continue to see clients and do eyeliners today. So I wanted to create a collection of eyeliner pigments that would exceed the expectations, everybody's expectations, with their ability to implant quickly and easily, saturate quickly, decrease procedure time, and increase healed in color, which ultimately minimizes touch-up work. These are all the advantages I want as an artist when I'm performing my own eyeliner procedures and work. I'm confident artists will love these pigments and experience a whole new level of pigment performance needed to achieve amazing results. So let's take a closer look at the OMG Black Eyeliner Pigments. So here is a closer look at the OMG Eyeliner Pigments. So I wanted to go over some key points on what makes these eyeliner pigments so good and what makes them different. So first, they're made with micronized high-performance raw pigments. So what I mean by micronized is the raw colorant powders are fine. They are super, super fine. And what that means for the artist is they penetrate and implant really quick and easy. What I mean by raw pigments is we work with the raw pigment fine colorants, and they come in powder form. And then we add the other ingredients like the carriers and the liquefiers and whatnot. So they are made from scratch. We decide on how concentrated they are, and we get to select the absolute best ingredients and formulate them from scratch, which gives us ultimate control. Compare it, if you will, as making a cake at home from scratch, and you get to choose all the finest ingredients versus buying a cake from the store, and you're not quite sure if all the ingredients were of high quality. So kind of the same thing. So we choose to work with micronized high-performance raw pigments. We did select and use the absolute best and highest quality ingredients and a special blend of carriers for quick delivery and implantation and saturation. We formulated them to be of maximum concentration levels When it came to viscosity, I did not want them too thick, and I certainly didn't want them so thin they were watery. So they are a really nice, silky, thinner viscosity that I think all of you are going to love. We tested them with multiple different needles, and with every single needle we tested them with, perfect pigment flow. And they are certified vegan, not vegan friendly. Big difference. They are certified vegan. We have Black Brownie, which is a black brown with a little bit of warmth added. It's an inorganic. We have Super Black, which is also an inorganic and a little bit of warmth added. And it is a deep, dark, fierce black. So Black Brownie and Super Black are both inorganic. They both have warmth added, and they are made according to EU Recep 2008-1. So as you know, the EU came out with a recent list of new and additional banned colorants and ingredients. So both Black Brownie and Super Black do not have any banned ingredients. Super Black is made with a blend of inorganic blacks, a blend of multiple high-performance inorganic blacks. Why use one high-quality, high-performance inorganic black when I could use multiple and blend and mill them together to be absolutely amazing? I just felt, why not? Why not use multiple high-performance inorganic blacks? And it was a really good choice, and it makes Super Black absolutely amazing. Black Fusion is my hybrid. So it's the perfect blend of inorganic blacks and carbon blacks. And again, I used a blend of multiple high-performance inorganic blacks and a blend of multiple high-performance carbon blacks. And I tested several different percentages. For instance, how much inorganic versus carbon black. I tested multiple and I landed on a ratio, and it's absolutely perfect. So this is Black Fusion. It's my hybrid of inorganic and carbon black blended and milled together, is EU REACH compliant. I wanted to talk a little more about Black Fusion, my hybrid black. I created Black Fusion using a blend of carbon blacks and inorganic blacks. And a question that some of you may have is, because the black carbon is blended with inorganic blacks, is there a risk of migration? And the answer is yes. Yes, there's still a chance of migration if you go too deep or use it on the wrong client, because the formula contains carbon. With that said, by blending the two different types of blacks together, there is a reduced risk. When you combine the two different types of black, black carbon and inorganic black, you increase the advantages of each and you decrease the disadvantages of each. So the advantage of carbon is that it flies into the skin really easy, and that's why artists are attracted to black carbon. The disadvantage is that it can migrate. If you go too deep, use a wrong needle angle, or if you use it on a client that has visible capillaries or blood vessels, you could get a migration. So we have to be really careful with carbon. The advantage of inorganic black is there is no risk of migration, really. inorganic black is really safe. We can use it on clients with visible blood vessels and capillaries, and we don't have to worry about the migration. The disadvantage of inorganic black, especially with some artists, is they feel that it's too hard to implant. I personally don't feel that way about inorganic black because I've been using black carbon and inorganic black, my entire career. So I'm used to the pressure difference it requires to get each to implant quickly and nicely. It's a pressure difference from us because they are two different types of pigment. Black carbon has a smaller particle size, so very little pressure and it flies into the skin. Inorganic black has a larger particle size, so it requires more pressure for it to implant easily. And that requirement of more pressure can leave some artists feeling that it's harder to implant. So by combining and blending carbon black with inorganic black, that carbon black with black fusion, you're going to experience it flying into the skin because of the black carbons that we use to create this color. And the inorganic black is just kind of like hanging on for the ride, right? It's just going to fly into the skin. You are going to experience that. The inorganic blacks in this formula, having that larger particle size, provides a bit of a safer foundation. It stabilizes the carbon, if you will. So although there is still a risk of migration, it is a reduced risk. So for those of you that love carbon, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for you to try my hybrid. I cannot wait. You're going to love it. The other thing with Black Fusion is I decided not to put any warmth because I wanted a black. Like I wanted to create a black hybrid eyeliner pigment and formulate it to be as black as we possibly could. So I decided not to put any warmth. And I'm not nervous about that decision because there are hundreds of different black carbons and different inorganic blacks to choose from. Some have a blue base, some have a gray base, an ashier gray base, and some have a truer black base. So under no circumstance did I use any black carbons or inorganic blacks that have a blue base or a gray base. I only used black carbons and inorganic blacks that had that truer black base. So I felt really strongly that Black Fusion did not require any warmth. You don't have to worry about getting those blue results that we see out there sometimes due to the high quality colorants, both carbon and inorganic, used in this formula. If you want to use Black Fusion, but you want a little bit of warmth, no problem. You can add warmth. In the LI line, we have Caribbean Mod and we have On Gray. Caribbean Mod is just about as warm as On Gray, but it's deeper and darker. So by adding Caribbean Mod to Black Fusion, you'll get the warmth that you want. And it also, because it's darker, Caribbean Mod is darker, it's not going to lighten Black Fusion as much as On Gray will, which is a bright orange. You can also layer. You can do a pass with Black Brownie. You can do a pass then with Super Black and then do an overlay with Black Fusion. A lot of artists that I know and myself love to work this way. Layering all three colors is a great way to get some warmth into the skin, but then that overlay, you blast it with that overlay of pure black. It's also a great technique to help add another layer of protection against migration. By doing a layer of black brownie, all inorganic, and then a layer of super black, all inorganic, you've got that skin full of inorganics, inorganic blacks, that larger particle size. And then on top, you do an overlay of black fusion, which is the carbon inorganic blend. And that's a great technique. As I mentioned, a lot of us doing eyeliners have used over the years. It's just an added little layer of protection against migration. Okay, so before we take a look at the actual colors, I just wanted to go over a few things. When you receive your OMG pigments, it's going to look like that. It's going to be shrink wrapped, and there will be a Yorker cap inside of the shrink wrap. So once you get your new pigments, go ahead and remove the shrink wrap, and then you'll have access to your Yorker cap. So now here is your pigment without the shrink wrap. So you'll go ahead and remove the white cap, and underneath the white cap you will see a red plug. And the reason we use the red plug is to prevent any leakage during shipping. We tried several different things and we shipped them back and forth a few times, and the red plug worked the best in preventing leakage. So we went ahead with the red plug. You actually don't need the white cap from this point on, because as I said, it comes with a Yorker cap, which you're going to love the Yorker cap. So you'll go ahead and remove the red plug. Now, if upon receiving your pigments, you have an eyeliner procedure right away, then go ahead and give it a good shake before you take the red cap off, the red plug off. You know, put your finger on there just to make sure it doesn't come flying out. It is in there pretty snug, but just to be safe, the last thing you want to do is be, you know, shaking it and then the red plug flies off and you've got pigment all over your walls and stuff. That would be horrible. So just put your finger on it and give it a really good shake. You want to shake it for about 30 seconds. You want to shake any pigment for about 30 seconds. And a good way to make sure that you're shaking for 30 seconds is to sing the happy birthday song twice. If you're not going to use it right away, then you don't need to shake it before removing the red plug. So to remove the red plug, although it is in there pretty snug, again, put your finger on there before shaking. Now you can see the red tab. I don't try to remove it with the red tab. What I do is I just kind of put my finger in the little crevice and I wiggle it out. And it comes out pretty easy, right? Now you can see I got it all over my glove, but it comes out pretty easy. So then put that in the trash and then take your Yorker cap and screw that on really, really tight. Okay, hang on, let me change out my glove. Okay, so now we have our OMG pigment with the Yorker cap on. So next thing you do before procedure, we need to shake the pigment. And the reason it's really important to shake for 30 seconds, the happy birthday song twice, is because the colorants, the actual colorants, the black colorants will settle to the bottom. And then at the top is all your liquid ingredients. So the last thing you want is when you're pouring it into your pigment cap, you're just getting a bunch of liquid ingredients and not the actual color. I mean, your work would heal really, really faint, if at all. So you want to shake it really, really good to make sure all those yummy colorants on the bottom mix and blend with all the liquid ingredients. So you are working with a well-mixed, full-strength bottle of black pigment. And this goes for any pigment. Okay, so now you're ready for a procedure and you need to shake. Don't shake with the black cap on, because if you shake with the black cap on, then you're going to get pigment all up inside the black cap, the black tip, and that can make a mess. I personally like my pigments pristine. So go ahead and remove the black tip. And you can use either a gloved finger and shake, or let's put these over here a little bit, or a paper towel, or a piece of gauze, something like that, and go ahead and give it a really good shake. 30 seconds, happy birthday song twice. Once you're done shaking for the appropriate amount of time, then you will go ahead and pour it in your pigment cap. And what you're going to love about this tip is it is precise, 1 drop at a time. I love these Yorker caps. They are absolutely fantastic. So once you fill up your pigment cap, before you put your little black tip back on, I want you all to take your paper towel and clean the tip. And you can see you get black pigment. So clean the tip really, really good, and then put your black tip back on. And what that's going to do by cleaning the tip before replacing it with the black cap is it's going to keep the tip really clean, really super clean, and it's going to prevent it from clogging. If you shake with the black tip on and pigment gets all up in the black tip, and then you pour it in your pigment cap, put the black tip back on, it just makes a mess. And the next time you go to use it, you're going to have dried, clumpy pigment on your tip, and it may clog, and that is not fun. So never shake with your black tip on. Use a gloved finger or use a paper towel. Pour into your pigment cap, and then go ahead and wipe the tip clean and replace the cap and put it back wherever you keep your pigments. So again, with each color, with each bottle comes a Yorker cap. And again, I think that you are going to actually love the Yorker cap. I know it doesn't look that sexy, shrink wrapped with a Yorker cap in, but we thought, I was just so afraid, what if we forget to throw a Yorker cap in with the orders? And I didn't want, anybody on my team forgetting that. So we just thought the best thing to do is to shrink wrap it with the Yorker cap right in there so it's never forgotten. And again, you are going to absolutely love that Yorker cap. So one more little thing that I wanted to kind of point out about the OMG pigments is not only are, the labels gorgeous, and it might sound like I'm bragging a little bit, and maybe I am, but I'm just so proud of them. And we worked so hard on these labels. It was a project of pure love, and these labels were so important to me. We put a lot of time and thought into the labels, and they're really gorgeous. And they're also really high quality. So, you know, when we're working, I'm an artist, I still see clients all the time, and we get pigment on our hands, and then we end up getting pigment on our labels. And I can't stand that. I'm a Virgo, I like my labels really super clean. And these are so gorgeous, these labels with the foil, OMG, the colors, they're just so gorgeous. They're gonna look good in photos and videos and on your Instagram, that I wanted to make sure that these labels could be cleaned. So we went with a really high quality label with a certain laminate. So if you get them dirty and you end up getting pigment all over them, you can take, this is Clorox, you can take like a Lysol wipe or any wipe, and you can just wipe them clean. Give them a good little clean like that, and it does not affect the label at all. And it cleans them super quick, super easy, without hurting the label. So, no excuse for dirty labels now. So we're gonna cut to a video that I did at the studio yesterday where we swabbed each one of these colors out on skin. So I'd like to show you that now. This is Black Brownie, inorganic black brown. Look at all that beautiful, rich brown and just enough black. This is OMG Super Black, a blend of high quality inorganic blacks, deep, rich, fierce, super black. And bringing it on home is OMG's Black Fusion, a blend of inorganic and carbon blacks. Black Brownie, Super Black, Black Fusion. So those are the OMG eyeliner pigments. I want to give you a few pro tips. First, if you're using larger needles with high saturation movements, then you are going to get higher healed in color. If you're using smaller needles with low saturation movements, then you're going to achieve less healed in color. So keep that in mind depending on your client's request. Second, you can dilute these pigments to create a soft, dusty, or smoky effect. Soft Effects is a great dilution solution, and you can dilute them at all different levels to achieve different levels of softness. And I do that all the time. I love like a nice solid black in the lash line, and then sometimes super soft and dusty above that. And because I use large needles, I dilute a lot to get that soft, smoky result on top of the lashes. And it's a really beautiful look. And lastly, although you can use each one of these colors individually, of course, and they're amazing all on their own, I formulated these three colors to be layered. The layering technique is something that I learned in body tattooing many years ago from my mentor, and it's something I brought into my permanent makeup work, and I've been doing all these years. And layering is a crazy good technique to get crazy good results. I like to start with Black Brownie because it's softer, and because of the brown in there and the warmth added, it's just a great color to start off with, and it gives a great foundation of warmer, rich, soft color. And then I will start building off of that. My second color I like to use is Super Black, And then I like to bring it on home with Black Fusion, an overlay of Black Fusion. And the results by layering like that are just absolutely fantastic. So if you've never tried layering, you should try it. Have fun with it. It brings really good results. And again, you can use each one of them by themselves, which also brings really good results. And before I close, I just want to say thank you. A deep, heartfelt thank you to all of you who have supported me over the years and just shown love. And having my own pigment lines, finally, at this point in my career, is truly, truly a dream come true. So I'm really proud of myself for carving out the time to focus on these pigments and have them available for you. It was a love project. I am so proud of them. I think they are high performance, they're amazing, and I think all of you are going to love them. So thank you very much, and if you have any questions on any one of the colors, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. And I can't wait to see your work with them, and you're posting your work with them, and have some fun with the OMG name. There's so many fun little songs and things that we can do with the OMG name, and so I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. Thank you.